Where my string? All right, people, turn this music down. Go ahead and get this live going. Share the video. If you're here joining me, share the video. If you want to learn about CAD, share the video. If you know someone who wants to learn about CAD, share the video. That's exactly what I'm doing now. Share the video. Boom! Share. Here we go. Man, they make it hard to share the video. Gotta hit like button 4 times just to get some live live video going. You know what I'm saying? Share the video. Share the video. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and get started. So what I'm doing here tonight with you all is, what I'm doing for myself is I'm going to be working on AutoCAD, Autodesk Fusion 360. And I figured I'd record it, put it in this video. I have no idea what to expect. I have my monitors up, and I'm going to be using the First Robotics Autodesk Design Academy. I'm going to walk myself through their course. And it is all, I don't have it up anymore. So if you're coming in, you got any questions, just feel free to put it in the chat. I'm streaming on Twitch, I'm streaming on YouTube, and I am streaming on Facebook. All right, here we are. This is the first thing. So take a look at the overview and the way this thing works. So my background is 3D modeling. I've been 3D modeling for 20 plus years. So I'm going to go probably pretty fast. I haven't really used Autodesk Fusion 360. I'm new to it. But it shouldn't take me that long to learn. It looked pretty simple. It's pretty straightforward too. So sketching, line sketch, rectangular dimensions, blah, 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 rendering, see. These are all simple concepts to me. Rendering, model, extrude, fillet, rendering, appearance, cloud render. Curious to see what that's about. Animation, explode, record, publish, static stress. These are simulations. Material, load, constraint, pre-checks all, CAM. CAM stands for computer aided machining. And then here's tier 3. Let's see, assemble. Oh, really? This is simple stuff. Tier 3. Joint, as a build joint, rigid group, moments, blah, blah, blah. Drawing animation, one part. Center line mark. BOM, BOM, or building materials. Drawing output, mill tool path. Okay, it's pretty straightforward. It's not even a difficult concept. So lesson 1 is to watch the video. Hands-on time, 10 minutes, review the objective. Assessing and beginning to use. Oh gosh. So I'm looking at these lessons, they're pretty basic. I think I'm going to jump in at lesson 4. 3D modeling tools, sketches, assemble components. This would be really cool. Lesson 6, performing the structure analysis. 3D printing. We don't have a 3D printer. I should give you a little bit of background. So my name is DeGratia Daniels, and I am the lead coach for FRC Team 3091, 100 Scholars, Robotic Alliance, 100 SRA. That's us, right? This is a really, actually pretty easy, at least for me, instructor guide. I'm going to go through this. I don't think I'm going to learn what I want to learn using it, but we'll go through it. All right. So that's the instructor guide. Like I said, I'm just going to jump right in lesson 4. All that other stuff I'm not even dealing with. So I've downloaded most of the files from the Academy. And I got to extract it out of the zip file. So there's only one thing in this folder. Oh, I went to the wrong spot. Gotta go to 4. So I'm going straight to 4. You know what? I'm probably wrong. And I'm going to start with one. Sorry, I'm being wishy-washy. I'm going to start out one. So I've already watched that video, so it might not be anything else. Yeah.
After completing this lesson, you will be able to create a new robot design from the existing file, change the color of the component, and move portions of the design in the application. For this starter activity, I'll go to the File pull-down and select Open. I'll navigate to where I've downloaded the Robot Design Fusion Archive file, select it, and click Open. Once the file is open in Fusion 360, I can review the design in the canvas. I can look at the browser, the timeline, and the interface for Fusion 360. To change the color on the model, I'll select the Modify pull-down and choose Appearance. This will open up the Fusion 360.
Actually, lesson one is really good.
The design in the canvas.
It's a good intro.
I can look at the browser, the timeline, and the interface for Fusion 360. To change the color on the model, I'll select the Modify pull-down and choose Appearance. This will open up the Appearance library. In the Appearance library, I can see all of the various colors that are currently used in this design. I can expand the dialog by clicking in the lower right corner and see that there's a library of other finishes available. I can expand or collapse categories, search for a color that I like, click it, and drag it onto a component. In this design area, I can select any color.
And here I was about to skip lesson one, and there's actually some good stuff in it. See, when people think they know everything, you usually skip over good stuff. So let that be a lesson for y'all. Start at the beginning. You may think you know everything, but you don't. I don't know everything. I'm waiting for it to load up on my end so I can follow along in this video. Okay, I got my version open, and it said open up the file. So I'm just going to drag and drop it. It's right here. Oh, so what I have set up here in my views, it's like I can't drag and drop it, that on my upper left corner, I have the CAD, and then the upper right view is just ancillary information, reference information. And the lower left corner, I have my contact information. If you're looking for a engaging technical speaker for your youth program, for your church, for your school, for whatever it is you need someone to speak at, please give me a holler at the information you see at the lower left corner. Holler at me. I got you covered. Okay, let's open up this file. Oh, okay. So, what I'm using here, and to give you another introduction, as a virtual reality specialist, expert, and been in the industry for 20 plus years, my first job, I started using Space Mouse. Back in the early 2000, 2001, my first job, I had to fly databases. And fly means go through and check every component of the 3D space. So I learned a long time ago is to always use a Space Mouse when working in 3D. And I recommend, if you do a lot of work in 3D space, invest in a Space Mouse. So the reason why I have my camera pointed at it, because I have my Space Mouse for working in 3D, and then I have my trackball for working in 2D space. It's kind of annoying to use this thing designed for a 2D surface to manipulate a 3D space. This is very, very powerful, and it saves a lot of time. So I kind of wanted you to be able to see my movements, so you can kind of relate them to how I'm moving the model, right? So of course I can move things. I'm using my Space Mouse to move my perspective and view, my view, right? I'm sliding left and right. This is a pan, right? Left, right. Here's zoom. I'm pushing forward, zoom out, right? I'm going up and down, pushing up and down. And I can also rotate. Look, this is where it's really powerful. I'm rotating my view. I'm rotating the object, right? Just by twisting. I can also rotate over. I can rotate back. I can rotate left and right, right? So this is like it's on a spring. You can move it in all 6 degrees of freedom. It's really, really, really great for moving around in 3D space. Now, if I wanted to do that with this mouse, I got to come up here and move this thingy around. And you see how I have to let go of the mouse button, and it's not putting me exactly where I want. And I got to come here and shift it. And then also, I got some other controls down here that gives me the same control. Here's my orbit, right? I'm gonna come down here and pan left and right. I gotta grab it. Sorry, I didn't grab it. This is my pans. Left, right, up and down. And then of course this is my zoom in and zoom out, which is also the same as the mouse scroll back scroll. But you know, I gotta select and do all these things, and it's just annoying to do that. So I have all that control with just one device over here. And I can move around and select stuff at the same time. I can use both my devices, both my HCI, my human computer interfaces, which is my space mouse and my trackball, at the same time, right? So it just allows me to use both my hands in my environment. Space mouse. This is the Pro. They have I have another version that's just a space mouse where it's just this part, and that's all you really need. I got this part because I can program other buttons, which I don't really need. You got different views automatically pre-programmed in here, right? I can go through, which are already down here. The same thing as hitting this button front, right? The view's already here. Here's back, bottom, right, top. But in the space mouse, they're just already here, set up, right? It just makes things a lot faster for whatever environment I'm looking in. So I need to reset myself. Where's my reset button? And there's a fit button. Oh, that works. I like that. And there we go. So I guess this button. Okay, cool. I like that. Never used a space mouse in Fusion 360. All right, so watching this video. So let me back up a little bit.
The color that I want is the library. Change color on the model. I'll select the modify pull down and choose appearance.
Said modify pull down. Boom. Appearance. I don't see it. He is under the solid. Modify.
The model. I'll select the modify.
Appearance. Catching a phone call, y'all. Hold on for a second. Yo, what's up, my brother? Dedrin. Yo. Chillin', my man. What's up today? Big. All right, so I'm back. Sorry, I got a phone call. So it said hit the button appearance, and it brought up all this stuff. Cool. So you can see here, these are the various materials and appearance. Just off the top of my head, in 3D modeling, you have materials, which consist of materials, basically the physical properties of the materials, and then the colors. And then you have different types of colors based on the diffuse properties, based on the reflective properties, based on the actual absorption of light. So I'm just looking at this off the top of my head. I can see all these things represented here. What is also different in Fusion 360, it has this swirl thingy, as opposed normally the modern tools, 3D modeling tools, use a nice sphere because you can get the reflection in the way that it deals with shininess. You know, those are also properties, physical properties of materials. So you can kind of see that here represented in these images. That's what I see off the top of my head. Again, never seen this before. So down here, you got various materials. It looks like you can go through. You can select from different cloth, different shininess, reflectivity, different colors. I'm just quickly looking at them. Like mirror is completely shiny. I think you set the reflective value to 1, I think it is. Right? You can see all these things in here. Sometimes some people call these textures, materials. A lot of different terminology has been used over the decades for what we call appearance. AutoCAD, it looks like Fusion 360 calls them appearance, but the more general terminology is called material. Okay, I always stress learn the keyboard shortcuts. So it said A, so I'm pressing A. Right? That did it. Fusion 360 is acting slow. Press A. Learn the keyboard shortcuts of whatever application you're using. Extremely, extremely, extremely valuable. Alright, so here's my appearance. Right, you see how this window open, I can still fly around the model. So when I say fly the 3D database, this is what I mean fly. I can move around it and look at stuff. I can get very, very close up to details and get right in between the little cracks and crevices, right? Right, I can go inside here. Watch me go inside and look at that. You see the components that's in here. Okay, I'm pulling out. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna watch some more of the video.
Select Program and choose Appearance. This will open up the Appearance library. In the Appearance library, I can see all of the various colors that are currently used in this design. I can expand the dialog by clicking in the lower right corner and see that there's a library of other finishes available. I can expand or collapse categories, search for a color that I like, click it, and drag it onto a component.
So you can see it here. Show downloadable materials. So I went to the SubAssembly. So I can see here, these parts are part of this assembly here. I can click down, go lower level. Looks like some extrusion frame, right? Click down lower level, you see it's underlined, and there's the part, right? So that's how you go through CAD. What's beautiful about CAD is it's assemblies built on top of assemblies. So you start with your sub-assemblies and you build them up over time. And I really, really, really like that about CAD. I started using, my first time using CAD was in 1994, my sophomore year in college at Florida A&M University, which is a historically black college in our university. So, man, I love CAD. And ever since then, I really enjoyed 3D modeling. And I have not stopped doing it. It's been really fun.
In the Index Design area, I can select any color, right-click, and select all the objects that it is applied to.
Oh, that's really cool. Blender has that same feature as well. where you can select by color, select by material, select by group. That's pretty cool. That's a good feature. So you can select everything at once. I really like that.
If I want to replace a particular color, I can grab another color, drag it onto the existing swatch in this design area, and it will update all components presently using that color.
I don't know which one he selected. I'm just kind of randomly selecting it. Alright, so change it, update it.
When I'm done making modifications to the appearance of the robot, I can close the library. I can then click and drag portions of the robot to see what is and what isn't connected, what may be movable and what isn't. For example, grabbing the input mechanism, I can rotate it to understand how it works. Then I can revert it back to its original position.
Okay. So it looks like some of these things have dynamics, which is another word for motion. Close the window, as he said. You can click things and move it. This is really good. You see the dynamics, which is motion, and it's constrained. They're attached, and it goes through the system. Look, so here it rotates the gear and all the components connected to it. You have the nut, you have a bushing, some type of spacer, you have a sprocket, and it's moving all of that, all at the same time. It's really nice. So this is what I'm really looking forward to learn about AutoCAD is the notion of the dynamics, building in dynamics. This is really nice. You can see all the sprockets. You see the belt here. It's a chain really. I don't know how to add chains to the design, so I'm looking forward to learn that as well. This is really cool. That's just from lesson 1, y'all. Alright, let's go on lesson 2. Oh, Candace, you still in here with me? Okay, yeah. The dynamics is easy. That's the next thing you and I got to kind of figure out how we're going to do that, is adding these dynamics. That's what I really want to learn. Because in the CAD model, we're able to simulate this stuff. And we can build the robot fully up in here. But I don't know how to do that in CAD. I shared with you all the things I know, which ain't that much. Okay, so that was lesson 1. Let's go on to lesson 2. Let's see what we got in here. So it says print guides, video. Let me just download these things. So I'm downloading the files here. Give me a second so I get everything in the right place. So downloading all this stuff. Okay, and Fusion 360 created a new folder called Lesson 2. LESSON 2. Alright, save here. Alright, saving all the files. Print guide. Candace, this is really easy. So this is I'm looking at it and going through it. It's not bad. I kind of like it, and I see why a lot of people who in the 3D model, and let me rephrase that. A lot of people in the 3D printing community have used Fusion 360. It's pretty straightforward. Unzipping all the. So I've downloaded the files. Now I got to unzip them all. I'm just going to extract them here. Extract all. Alright, so let's see what's in here. I have no idea what this stuff is going to be in here. Let's see what we got. Oh gosh, we don't need to do this. This is some instructions on how to install it. We've definitely done that. I will quickly go over this just to be thorough. Let's see what else is in here. Oh, there's 2 videos. Nope.
Use your Autodesk app.
Not going to that video. That looks boring. So that was part 1. Let's check out, see what part 2 is trying. It says reviewing the interface. See what they got. Blah, yep. Cool.
This will be the interface that we'll be using.
Okay, I will go through this video. I wonder if any of this stuff is on Facebook, on YouTube, I mean. I do not watch videos at normal speed. Alright. This is not on YouTube. I can't make mine go faster. Gosh. Gotta watch it at normal speed. Who does that? Who watches videos at normal speed these days? I need at least a 1.5x. Come on. Hook it up, brother. I need a new computer. This thing don't even work right. Okay. Let's follow this video.
After completing this lesson, you will be able to identify the most commonly used parts of the interface, open the design file, control the view position and visibility of the components, and set up some preview technology. I'll begin by going to the File pull-down in the upper left and select Open. Going to our downloaded the chassis design Fusion file.
I don't see this file. Here I didn't download everything. Oh, here. Okay, I gotta go there and get it. Wait, what? I'm trying to find a file that they referenced in the video, which I don't have, and it is downloaded material. So lessons 1 through 4. Verses 1 through 4. Lesson 2. No data sets included for this lesson. Oh, where's the file? Wait, what? Chassis design.
Oh, select it. Click open. And select open. I'll begin by going to the File pull down in the upper left. And select open. Going to our file.
Chassis design. I don't have that file anywhere. Ah, it's in lesson 3. Maybe I skipped a lesson on my end. No, lesson 2, part 2. They failed, but I got it. Okay, there's the chassis. Let's take a quick overview. So you got the Robo Rio. These are, it has 2 Robo Rios. Or maybe it's there for demonstration. This is really cool. I like that. Anyway, let me not get distracted with the cool toys.
Download the chassis design Fusion file. I'll select it. Click open. When the design opens, you'll see that the browser on the left is the populated with components and the timeline is populated with the features used to create the design. Fusion 360 interface has a few
So what the video said is what I mentioned earlier. Here are the assemblies and sub-assemblies that create the part or the item that we see in our drawing. This is a browser. I don't know what this button does when I hit it. So it minimizes it. Comments. I guess you can leave comments when designing and building. So you can expand the browser. Comments. Oh, so you can modify your window. That's really cool. This thing I don't want. Okay, here we go. So for example, you can click on a part. I can go here, either click on it here, and it'll highlight it, right? I'm hitting F for fill or focus. Nope, that's the wrong F. So I'm going to use that button. Nope, this one. Which one is it? Ah, no worries. I have a button on my control pad. I want to cheat. Ooh, look at all that detail. Alright, so I'm flying around. I'm just kind of looking at the robot. I love how they have the 80-20 extrusion in here. This is a great material. If you have not used 80-20 aluminum extrusion, it is the bomb when it comes to building or constructing a baseline frame. This is the best material ever. What am I supposed to be doing? So over here to the left of my viewport, so this thing is called the viewport. This is my 3D viewport. And I'm able to look at my model. Older CAD modelers, older 3D models, 3D modelers, we have a tendency to be working in this this viewport here, which we have a top view to my upper left, front view to my lower left, a side view to my lower right, and then a perspective view, right? And what this allows us to do is we can see all our views at the same time. Before the modern 3D applications, this is what we had. But now what we have today is we have tools that allow us to quickly get to those views. Here's my top view, right? I can quickly get to here's my back view. Here's my front view, right? Or my right view, which is the side view. I can quickly manipulate this gizmo to get those same views. So you know, the modern folks don't operate in the 4-window viewport. I love the 4-window viewport. It's perfect for me. Again, I'm old school. Been doing this for 20 years. Right, moving around, get on my part, and I can see the perspective, and it aligns in all windows, which is really cool. Not all programs do that. It keeps everything aligned vertically and horizontally. For example, if I open up Blender, I'll show you the same window. It doesn't align everything. Right, so in Blender, I can move my views, but they don't stay aligned. Right, I have to move them independently. But it does stay in its perspective. So here's my top, here's my front, here's my side, which is right, and then here's my perspective. That's Blender. All right, going back to the single viewport. All right. Okay, let's watch some more of this video.
The data panel in the upper left can be expanded to review the projects that you have and where you gave them to store. Let's take a closer look. The data panel in the upper left can be expanded to review the projects that you have and where you gave them to store.
So it says go up here. Here's our information. You see it collapsed that window. And the data, it says all our stuff is over here. So I can go into my folders. This is where I do most of my work. Have all my projects. Here are the parts for the FRC 2021/2020 season. All right.
Next to that is the file folder. You can also save your data for use, export it, share it with others, as well as create 3D prints and new drawings. You can also save your file directly from the icon and undo and redo any changes.
Talk about the menu here.
Below that,
File, save, undo, redo.
you see the tools are organized, not just in categories or individual sets of tools, but in workspaces as well. Below that is the browser, which displays the structure of the design. To turn any particular element on or off, select the logo icon. When you see a series of stacked boxes, you will look for a component of your thinking. You can expand the browser, select individual components, or just by hovering over them or a highlight on the screen. The timeline, as I mentioned, displays the entire history of how the design was created.
So let's talk about the timeline here.
If you activate a component by hovering over it and selecting the radio button to the right, it will limit the timeline to show only the features that were used in creating that portion.
So it says this is a timeline down here, and these are all the steps and things that were done to create the part. And it says you can go to any particular part and then click on this circle, and it only show the timeline, the things that were needed, things that were done to create this part. Okay, to continue on with the video, we're 2.5 minutes into the video.
If the feature has any sort of difficulty, it will be displayed either in yellow or in red. Yellow indicates that there is a problem, but it's not interfering with the function of the feature. This allows you to know that something needs a little attention, but it might be possible to address it at another time. To activate the top level of the assembly, go back to the top level of the browser and select the Activate Design button again. To change how you're viewing the model, you can use the navigation toolbar at the bottom of the screen, which include Pan, Zoom, and Orbit tools. You can also use a view mode.
Now it's talking about these items down here: orbit, pan, zoom, grid, and different viewports. And it's going into some basics about typically shift, control, and alt allows us to change different type of views. So I'm just going to press them and see what happens. I'm on orbit. I am pushing shift, and none of them changed. Oh gosh, I don't know what that is. I'm pushing my middle mouse button. So my middle mouse button seems to be the view control. I'm pushing shift, allows me to go from pan to orbit. So this is the way 3D modelers will work without a space mouse. Can you see that? So it looks like in Fusion 360, this is the button that I need. Right? Between these three buttons, I can manipulate my, no, I lost it. Ah! Here it is. Okay, so I have, I don't know what I have selected, nothing selected. So with one button, which is my middle mouse button, I'm going to press this. So I'm scrolling, I got my zoom, I'm pushing control, I have pan, and I'm pushing shift, I get orbit. This is the normal convention for modern 3D modeling packages. So I have to hit these buttons to get those three types of control when I just use this to do all that, right? Again, that's how I started a long time ago, using the middle mouse button and the shift and control buttons. It's an old Linux, type notion where Linux systems had Unix or Linux had 3-button mouse, and Macs and PCs had to catch up on how to use a 3-button mouse. But back in the day, late 90s, early 2000s, those were the 3D modeling systems. With the Onyxes, the Onyx 2s, those were all Unix-based systems. Okay, watching more of the video.
Using 2 fingers to pan, pinch gestures to zoom, and holding the shift key and using 2 fingers for orbit. In the upper right of the interface is the view key. Clicking on the face.
So they call this a view key.
Or form to change the point of view. You can also click and drag directly out of the view to orbit. Above the view to the left is the home view. Clicking on this will revert the model backwards to the
It's talking about this, as I mentioned earlier, top, front, edges.
Also reassign what views are the front or top or home view or the view key.
Here it is. Orthographic and perspective
Your
school.
name will be listed. Expanding this menu will allow you to access preferences. Preferences will allow you to go in and change.
So they're in the preferences. I missed something.
It's possible to also reassign what views are in front or top, or hidden view, or the view view. Just above the view view is where your name will be listed. Expanding this menu will allow you to access preferences. Preferences will allow you to go in and change how your graphics are
To show how to get the preferences.
the units, the design, and simulation. You can also access preview technology. For example, select Mesh Workspace. I'd like to see the advanced simulation capabilities of the GET simulation.
So I need to go through and look at all these.
Based on Fusion 360. As you can see, some previews might not be completely adopted. This is based on your feedback, so it's a great opportunity to try new things and get Autodesk direct feedback on whether or not you like it. When I click OK, it will tell me that Fusion 360 will need to be restarted to use the new UI. I'll click OK.
Got about 2 minutes left in this video.
360 to try the new user interface. I want to make a couple changes to the way things are displayed. In this case, I'll be making changes that are tailored more toward making things easier to see or read. Or you might make changes that are different. Going to the display setting back in the navigation toolbar, you can change the visual style to show the model in a shaded view. You want to change the wireframe and hidden edges.
So this is an important part when it comes to working in a CAD package. This is our display settings. There are many different things you can look at. Shaded. So what happens is I click that button, all the shadows have been removed. This is now a flat model. We'll go back and add the shading, right? Shading with hidden edges. So now you can see the edges that make the component. Sorry, I said shaded. Shaded means, in the sense, shaded means colorized. It's colored, whatever you selected. So you can see the shading, the color. I said it was shadows. That was my bad. Right? So the edges, it said with hidden edges. So that means you can see through it. Some in Blender it's called X-ray, and other items it's called edges. It depends on what platform you're in. So I'll show you what it looks like. Shaded with hidden edges. You can see through everything and see all the edges of all the components. This is CPU intensive, calculating all this, so you can see it's a little slower, a little sluggish. All right, going to check another display visualization style. Shaded with visible edges, so it's going to hide most of those things. And I can only see the edges that are outlined, that are visible to me when I look at the model in real life. Going to the next one. Wireframe. The name says it's going to be wireframe. So what happens is the shading, the coloring, what the material, what the thing would look like is going to be removed, and all you're going to see are edges. Right? You can see the wireframe. This is very important for developing and placing components. Like you're not really interested in the surfaces, which is the shading, but you want to kind of see how parts are lined up. So the next one is wireframe and hidden edges. Again, so wireframe and things that you can go all the way through. So you can see it is blocking the things, the edges that you cannot see in real. So this is kind of like a black and white version of the model. Let's see what's next. I'm sorry, I did it wrong. Wireframe and hidden edges, and what's the next one? And visible edges only. There we go. All right, there's some other stuff I'm not going to go through. Environment, I can change the background. Right. And you see how I changed the background? It helps me with my rendering. So these things, when I say rendering, it's rendering this the stuff in real time is drawing on this viewport in real time, which will impact your CPU or your CPU performance. You know, how many things do I need to draw? Environment, infinity pool. It's probably gonna be highly reflective. Okay, or it has a color that goes on for infinity. Like shaded with hidden edges. This is probably process intensive. It's a lot of things I have to calculate and draw. Okay, I'm going to finish this video, and I think that'll be enough for the live stream for tonight.
For these exercises, I'll be using shaded with visible edges on it. There are some additional options, such as the ability to change the environment, maybe changing it to tranquility blue. Or, as I'll be changing it back to infinity blue, but I'll be using the check. Real fast, I'm going to deselect the ground. This will get rid of the ground shadows and other effects. I can also change whether or not I want to see the layout here. For clarity, I'll remove this. And there are other settings that I might change when working with sketches or when using drag options for features. Now it's time to restart Fusion 360 to take a look at that interface preview. Back in Fusion 360, I'll reopen my model. Now I can take a closer look at how the tools are organized in the new interface. There's still a Create pull-down and Modify pull-down.
I didn't install this.
By solid, surface, sheet metal, and assembly tools. The general tool pull-down.
I don't have the assembly one.
You can change workspaces by selecting the current workspace and switching to another workspace. This will be the interface that we'll be using throughout the course. We'll also be taking advantage of the marking menu that appears on the red hood and red canvas, and even include tools that are set a level down in the marking menu.
Okay, that's where I think I'm going to end for tonight. We went through lesson 1 and lesson 2 of the Autodesk Design Academy for Autodesk Fusion 360. If you have any other questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments. You know, folks who have my email and phone number, text, call me, shoot me an email if you have any questions. I'll be picking up maybe tomorrow on lessons 3, maybe 3 and 4 tomorrow, and just see what they got to offer. And we'll move through this Design Academy. But I want to thank you all for joining me tonight. And please, if you're interested in me doing this for your particular class, your youth group, your school, your organization, reach out to me. I posted my contact information in this video. You can see it to the lower left. Holla at me, get at me, you know what I'm saying? And we'll knock this thing out, man. Let's educate our youth, the adults, and keep this technology going. It's not terribly difficult. Most of it is free, and any of y'all can take advantage of this technology, these tools, and start making things now, right? You know, imagine if you spent 6 months working on Fusion 360. You can go get a job like that. Yes, you can go get a job quickly. Anyway, that's all I got for y'all tonight. I'm about to go have some fun, play some video games or something a little later, and thank y'all for joining me, all right? Have a good night.